Hello everybody. Today I'm going to replace the string trimmer head assembly on an Echo RMS 225 trimmer with a product made by Aero-Flex technology called Aero-Flex Universal Replacement Head Kit with glider. And so just a spoiler alert, I've already done this and tested it out for about an hour just to make sure that I got it right before I made this video. So these are the parts that came with the kit. There's a lot of extra parts since this kit was made for a number of different makes and models of trimmers, and it's going to be our job to figure out which ones are going to fit our particular trimmer. So these are the cutter blades, two different colors. We'll talk about that in a bit. This is the glider. These two pieces came in a bag. That's a screw with a hex head, and that's a bearing. And then the silver nuts are standard threaded, and then the black hardware here is left-handed threads. This right here is the fan blade holder that the fan blades get installed into. That's the head of the new unit we're going to put in. And then these two pieces are called arbors, or they're called fan blade receivers by Aerotech. They use them both names. This is a short one. You can see there's nothing really sticking up in the middle here. And then this one's called the long arbor head. You can see that cylinder sticking up in the middle. So that's made for different models. And then these are the tools. These are the only tools that I used. An Allen head wrench. And then this right here is a thin screwdriver, so the head doesn't matter if it's a flat head or a Phillips. And you'll see why in a bit. But those are the only tools that I needed to complete this. Okay, so the next step is to remove the threadline head from the Echo, which is this piece right here. I found the manual online. It told me it's a left-handed threaded system, and so in order to remove that, it needs to be spun in the clockwise direction, which is opposite of standard. But this thing just rotates freely, and so we need to lock it in. And the way they've done that, it's kind of nice. So you can see there's a horseshoe-shaped opening on that disc in there, and if you put a screwdriver in there, it won't go in. But if you rotate that to this notch right here on the side, then your screwdriver or whatever tool you want to use fits in there, and it locks it from turning. And so once it's locked, now we can start to unscrew this head, and it just comes right out. Okay, so we've removed the thread head assembly, and we've got the drive shaft that's showing this thing's threaded. And remember, these were our two choices for the receptacle. One was the short arbor, and the other one was the long one. And I just put this up there. The bolt doesn't even come through. I don't think this is the right one, and so I tried this one, and like I said, I've already tested this out beforehand, and this one worked fine. So the short-handed or short arbor head is the one that worked for this Echo. And then through trial and error with these pieces, I determined that this was the only nut that fit in that hole and would actually screw onto the drive shaft. So if you can see inside here, there's a hex receptacle that this nut just fits right into, just like that. And then once it's in, we can screw it back on. Okay, so we're going to screw this on. I put the screwdriver back in to lock it so it will not spin. And since it's left-handed thread, on is counterclockwise. I'll just spin it counterclockwise and get that thing nice and snug and tight. And that's about as far as it'll go. And then we're going to put the fan blade on top of that. Okay, so time to put the blades in. These are the ones that I tried out for about an hour in the creek bed. which by the way is got gravels and cobbles and very little dirt. So most of the time those things are bouncing off rocks. And I was out there for about 20 or 30 minutes, and they're a little beat up, but they still look pretty good. They're still similar in length to the brand new ones. So the way these things fit in, it's pretty simple. You can see there's 4 posts on this receptacle, so the loop fits in there, and then the rest of the blade fits right into that notch. And so what you want to do, according to Aerotech, is stagger these things. So the yellow ones go on opposite sides, and then the orange ones also go on opposite sides. All right, ready to go. Now we're going to put the fan blade assembly on. You can see there's 2 tabs at 180 degrees that have these little hooks on them. And those 2 tabs hook into these openings on the receptacle. There's one right there. There's another one right there. So you just take the assembly and line those tabs up with the holes. And you might have to push them in a little bit. Push down, you can hear it snap in. So it's in there, it's installed. Here we go with the last step, putting the glider attachment on. The kit came with this Allen head screw. It goes right through there, and then this bearing fits on the other side. So this assembly, this gets screwed into the head, and again, this is a left-handed thread, so if I'm going to screw it on, I've got to screw it counterclockwise. And it's a two-handed thing to get it tight enough, so I'll just end it here, but you're going to need to take an Allen wrench to tighten this down all the way, make it nice and snug. And the manufacturer, Aero-Flex, recommends putting some Loctite on that. I haven't put any on there yet. It stayed nice and snug fine during the test run that I gave it earlier. So anyway, that's it. Hope this video helped. Anyone else putting this attachment kit on there, and happy trimming. So I lied, that wasn't the last clip. There's a couple things I forgot. One is I thought the Aero-Flex setup worked great. Like I said, the area that I weeded was super rocky, and it did a great job. So really happy with it. And the second is a safety tip. The Aero-Flex blades are wider and stiffer than the strings that I was using, and so therefore it kicks up more rocks, and the rocks it kicks up are bigger. So definitely long pants and work shoes or work boots are recommended, and eye protection is definitely a must. That's it.